Hello, all, and welcome to tonight's beer review, which I am dubbing the Chinese historical drama beer review, because I was at my grandfather's today, and my grandfather's cousin was visiting. And while she lives in California now, she was born and raised. Well, I'm not sure if she was born in the Philippines, but she was raised in the Philippines. Tagalog is her first language, and we were watching dramas because that's what she likes to do when she's not cooking. And so we're watching this fairly recent Chinese historical drama about the fall of the Qin dynasty and the rise of the Han dynasty back around 200 BC. And it really struck me that China is well on its way to eating Hollywood's lunch in regards to production values and cinematography. If not quite there, they are definitely going to be there soon. I was really well impressed with the camera work and with the scale, which really more reminded me of like those 50s and 60s epic Hollywood movies rather than, a historical drama slash soap opera, which is really what it was. But anyways, wow, that's probably the longest I ever did an explanation for a dub. A dub. It was subtitled. So, anyways, what will we be reviewing today? Well, we got a lot of things in the queue because I went a little buck wild when I went to Tamura's, for one. And two, I received a few beers and I realized one of them I hadn't reviewed yet. And yeah, so there's a lot of things to review for the next couple weeks or so. One of them is going to be quite special, something I haven't really reviewed. It's something I really love, but I haven't really reviewed yet. But we're starting off with something simple. This is 2021's Bigfoot Barleywine. As you know, I am an avid collector of Bigfoot, and I've done the vertical this year. Well, last year, I suppose, 2020. I'm going to keep on saving a bottle from each year until I can no longer save any more bottles and have like a massive vertical. And honestly, I don't expect like those early ones to be all that great. But yeah, so well, I'm not expecting anything new. They've kind of got this recipe down to the basic thing, which is why verticals are a thing that you have with Bigfoot. This was brewed on December 10th of last year. And thankfully, I was able to find this. So it was partially sold out. It was not as much a struggle as last year's one. And now I'm starting to realize I really need to go and update mentally like the beer schedule because it just seems to be going earlier and earlier and earlier. And that these are being released in January rather than, you know, February, March, which is when I'm sort of used to them kind of coming out. So I wonder, let's just go and read the back. I know I've read the back in a very old review. Let's just go and read it all over again. Extreme in the 80s and the force of flavor today, Bigfoot is a timeless beast of a beer, forever tracked for its enormous malt body and sheer hop intensity. Drink it fresh or cellar each year's expedition to unleash a world of new flavors over time. World of New Flavors is basically what I've been all about. I don't believe, if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't believe I've cellared them optimally, being that I've had to move several times. But I've tried my best to kind of keep them in a decent state. So 9.6 ABV, as per usual. Let's go and pour this out into a tulip. Why the tulip? Because I want to use the other glass for the other beer tonight. It's one of my preliminary tastings. Besides, I don't believe I've ever had this in the tulip. So, let's get to this, shall we? Big hop nose, as usual. Reddish amber brown with a beige head. I don't even know I'm giving tasting notes. If you haven't actually tasted this already, I mean, I've uploaded multiple reviews of this already. Pine, florals, toffee malts, Some mild stone fruitiness. Sweet bready. Sweet bready. Yeah. Sweet bread. I am so looking forward to drinking beer right now. The dictionary definition of chewy. Big pine forest and zest up front that lasts. Lots of that West Coast New World style hop bitterness from start to finish into the long finish. No big surprises. Sweet maltiness underneath the hop bitterness. Yeah, feels good, bro. I'm just silent because I could go into the complexity of the flavor here, and you'd know it. Just all around an enjoyable beer. Definitely a mainstay. What I really like most about Bigfoot is that there really isn't any heat to it. It's one that really sneaks up to you. No booziness whatsoever. Just a sort of sweet and bitter complexity, or a bittersweet complexity, a bittersweet symphony. That's called life. Oh, am I gonna get am I gonna get copy strike? Yes, this beer is my mode. Yes, this beer is my mode. This is really random. This is probably the most random I've been on a review because it's not really a review. How can I review a beer I've really, just is awesome year after year? How many other like beer review videos are just somebody sitting there sipping a beer in silence and just sort of enjoying it? I'm gonna clean my palate a little bit. So, how you doing, fellow beer drinkers out there? All good? It's just a good beer, man. It's just a good beer. That's all there really is to say about this. Sierra Nevada Bigfoot 2021. Didn't really go into this all that much because I just want you all to know that I'm still drinking this beer and collecting bottles of it for a very, very large vertical, which will happen sometime in the distant future if an asteroid doesn't hit the world first. Or the Yellowstone volcano doesn't blow up, or what have you, as it were. So, folks, since I don't have much to say and I don't like watching YouTube videos of just people doing things quietly, slowly, adoringly, I am going to end this by saying, if you haven't tried this, why haven't you? Go out and get it. Why not? Well, honestly, if you don't like big hoppy beers, well, this won't be up your alley. But if you do like big hoppy beers, and if sales records are any indication, most craft beer drinkers do. What are you waiting for? That is the beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers.